What you're about to see filmed in this video is from 570 First Avenue, New York, New York, 10016. This is at the Ronald O. Perelman Center for Emergency Services. Keep in mind, what you're about to see right here in this video is in the context of over 5,400 bodies supposedly piling up. Death everywhere, mayhem, destruction, contamination, chaos, contagion. Watch this. This is out in front of the Ronald O. Perelman Emergency Services Center. These are nurses out on the streets of New York wearing contaminated clothing, not practicing social distancing. Guys, social distancing is so important for government functionaries and law enforcers that they're arresting people who are just walking on the beach within 3 feet of each other, let alone shoulder to shoulder like this. So we got out in broad daylight a celebration of a group of people with contaminated clothing, these nurses that came out of this emergency services center, not practicing the social distancing measures from the World Health Organization, from the CDC, from the White House, from state functionaries, just out in the open being celebrated. Look at that, just taking photos, smiling, laughing, joking around. This does not fit with an atmosphere that's saturated with this number right here, or especially this number right here. People being placed on ventilators. They can't breathe. Their lungs are filling up with fluid. Things are horrible. This doesn't seem like a fitting picture in the context of so much death. Firemen all in the streets. People standing around. Guys, I just want to impress upon you. 138,863 confirmed cases in New York. That's a lot of people. These are a lot of deaths. They're saying they're stacking them in freezer trucks. It's so bad. How is this fitting at all? The people are standing around like they don't have anything better to do.
Tell everybody to.
Does anything look out of place to you in this? People laughing, people smiling, taking pictures, taking selfies. Guys, just think about this for a second, okay? A lot of people aren't wearing their masks. Some people are. They're not practicing social distancing. They've walked out of the hospital for this photo op, for this celebratory moment with contaminated clothing on in the streets of New York in the context of major infection, supposedly, major death, supposedly. And they're living in direct contradiction of everything that we're supposed to be locked in our homes for, that we're losing our freedoms for, that we're closing our businesses and losing our livelihoods for. And they're flaunting, seemingly, YouTube, in the street with contaminated clothing, no less. What do you guys think about this? Stick around because the guy who's holding the camera is going to interview a couple of people on the street and a couple of these nurses about, hey, what's really going on there? Is it really as busy in there as mainstream media is telling us? How about all the dead bodies? What's going on?
I think they're inside. How busy do you think they are inside?
He asks her, how busy are they inside? And she says, pretty busy, I imagine. There's all this death, destruction, mayhem, contagion, and it looks like all the nurses are outside while death is happening on the inside. They're outside celebrating, taking selfies, giving high fives. How could they be pretty busy with all of that stuff going on, and yet they're outside celebrating for an extended period of time. Makes no sense.
Excuse me, is it really overcrowded inside there?
I can say, yeah.
But not, this is not,
Right?
it's not as bad as they say it is, right?
It is bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it's so bad inside that we had to come on outside and celebrate. There's so many people inside suffering and dying, but we're out here celebrating.
Are there a lot of deaths?
What do you guys think? I'm not making any assertions or assumptions on anything here. It looks very strange to me in the context of what's being reported on mainstream media. Something is not adding up.